racing. One of the first away towards the inside was Charlie James. It's bounced out well. Our Pretty Maid began fast out wide, is looking to slide across in search of the lead. And they were followed by Who's Me Father. Punching the pegs is a little bit of something to hold a forward place. And then came Who's Driving. Through the middle is Flying Pegasus from the second line drawer. And then came Deadly Merrywood, who settles in the back half of the field. Dynamite Denny was stuck out wide and presses forward. Well back as the System Stride, and Always My Mate was coming up on the outside 3 deep as well. They come down the straight. Charlie James led. Dave Morris had a look around. On his back in second spot now is Our Pretty Maid, and Dynamite Denny went up third. And out wide is Always My Mate. Around them 3 horses wide and working. Then a little bit of something, 3 pegs from Who's Driving. And then came the System Stride. Well back in the race is Flying Pegasus. And last of all is Deadly Merrywood as they run their way into the back straight now. Inside the 1400, 38.1 was the lead time. And the leader is Charlie James. Dynamite Denny is second. And unable to get in as Always My Mate. It went up to third, but he has to ease back because he had no hope of getting in. And it's dropping back towards the tail. In the meantime, Our Pretty Maid is trailing the leader. Then Who's Me Father, followed by a little bit of something. Who's Driving. Then came the System Stride. Well back in the race as they run down the side of the track as Flying Pegasus. And then Deadly Merrywood, and Always My Mate was trapped on a limb, has had to go back to the tail of the field. 30.5 was the first quarter of the last mile as they get the bell lap to go. And down the lane they come. It's Charlie James at double figure odds leading the way. Second is Dynamite Denny, who's sitting up parked on the outside. Third locked away on the inner. As they leave the straight then was Our Pretty Maid, followed by Who's Me Father. The next pair were a little bit of something, and Who's Driving from the System Stride. Well back in the runners, they travel their way into the back straight is Flying Pegasus. And the last pair were Deadly Merrywood and Always My Mate back on the inner. 32nd second split, 60.5 the half down the back. The leader Charlie James on Dynamite Denny. Coming up 3 horses wide now is Who's Driving, putting itself into the call. And they were followed the inside by Our Pretty Maid. Further back there is Flying Pegasus, Who's Me Father, the System Stride. And Deadly Merrywood heads the remainder. Dynamite Denny goes up to Charlie James. Who's Driving goes up to the pair. Flying Pegasus lurks in behind them. There's nowhere to go for Our Pretty Maid. Dynamite Denny led. Coming at it strongly is Who's Driving on the outside. It's Dynamite Denny getting a length clear on Who's Driving. Flying Pegasus and Deadly Merrywood's down the outer, but Dynamite Denny goes for home, kicks clear, and Dynamite Denny will beat Who's Driving. Third in the race goes, I reckon, the way of Deadly Merrywood. And then you've got the System Stride, Our Pretty Maid and Flying Pegasus all up there. And they were followed further out on the track then by Always My Mate, who was doing its best work at the back end. Further back than Our Pretty Maid together with Who's Me Father. It was one of the last ones in. Back in that bunch was a little bit of something. And the last quarter, 29.6.